High CPCs are not expensive ads, and low CPCs are not cheap ads. You should be thinking about CPMs. If you have a $1 cost per click and you get 2 clicks out of 1,000 ads, that's a $2 cost per 1,000 impressions. Expensive ads have high cost per impressions. Cheap ads have low cost per impressions. You can have ads with very low cost per click that have extremely high cost per impression, and you can have super cheap ads that have a super high cost per click because no one really wants to click on that ad. You would do a lot of good for your entire marketing program if you got rid of the CPC column from all of your reporting and dropped in the CPL column. At the very least, you would have a quick understanding of what types of advertising campaigns that you run are actually expensive and which ones are cheap. Once you do that, you might be saying, well, should I be buying more of the expensive valuable ads and less of the inexpensive cheap ads? And that's a really interesting and totally different question we'll have to cover on a different morning. But for today, let's just start with understanding what actually costs a lot and what doesn't cost a lot. So let's talk about what we're all here to actually talk about. Sure, growing the business is important, but what about growing the marketing budget? There's 2 schools of thought on how you can use data to grow your marketing budget. You can use data to tell a great story to the financial teams on how marketing is driving the business. You can also tell finance what's really going on with respect to successful outcomes of additional sales and customers from marketing. These are 2 potential options. You can definitely improve the percentage of the business that's going to the marketing program and into your marketing budget by telling a really great, compelling story about how marketing is growing the business. One of the problems with that strategy in terms of growing your marketing budget is that, unfortunately, the stories that we tell about marketing don't have any effect on what actually happens to the business at the end of the year. So if the business happens to have less money at the end of the year from a revenue perspective, you might increase the percentage of the revenue of the company that goes to the marketing program and therefore the marketing budget. But if the revenue goes down too much, your overall marketing budget might actually be smaller than if you didn't really tell much of a story to finance about how marketing is affecting the business, but instead shared insights around the specific impacts of additional sales and marketing that are occurring or not occurring from marketing, and then making the requisite budget decisions and strategy and bidding and tactical decisions required based upon that insight and data. And then you can see at the end of the year, when subsequent revenue is higher by the end of that period, even if the finance team doesn't really make much of a case for giving you more of a percentage of the revenue, you weirdly might actually work out to have a bigger marketing budget. So how would you grow your marketing budget next year? I'd love to hear your point of view.